9639. Again, 515-602-9639. Call in. We are taking all callers. And we're talking Jets, man. Just got a big win against the Jags. We're also going to be talking about the upcoming game against the Tampa Bay Bucks as well. A lot to discuss, man. Salutes to Eddie DeJesus. Good to see you in here. Listen, we're about to connect the audio, and we'll be right back, folks. Let's get into it. 1 second. Hold on.
Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it again. We back at it again, baby. All right? Listen, the New York Jets are coming off of a solid win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. New York Jets beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 21. Okay? 21 to 20. Big time, man. Big time win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. 21 to 26, all right? Big time win, man. I'm hyped and everyone else is hyped, okay? We saw a lot of great things from Zack Wilson. We saw a lot of great things from this team, especially with all the things that we had going on as well. Everybody on the list from the roster, even Coach Sulla wasn't out there. Just so much to speak about. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I am here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I will message you right back. All right. Also, leave me some feedback. I love going back and forth with you folks and hearing about what you think. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Listen, also, I cannot wait and get into the show. I am fired up, all right? I'm fired up, folks. You can also catch your boy, okay, on Twitter at YoungJ000. That's the Twitter. The show's Twitter as well is at The Long Beach Joe. It's at The Long Beach Joe. Go ahead and go there. Follow your boy across there. Talk to me about everything that I got going on with the show. I'm always hyped to go back and forth with people. I'm also on iTunes as well at The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Again, The Long Beach Joe Show on iTunes. Go on over there, you know what I'm saying? Follow the subscribe to the content on iTunes and give your boy a follow, man. Let me know what's going on, all right? Go ahead and follow your boy over there on iTunes again and give your boy some feedback on there too. And give me a 5-star rating as well and let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing here on the show, all right? It's always great getting feedback. I love seeing people, you know, leave me something and let me know how they feel about what I'm doing over here. It's always great to hear and see that, man. So I want to thank everybody that does that. So listen, we got a lot to discuss. Again, the Jets beat the Jags 21 to 26, man. Hyped about the win. A lot of great things that we saw. But before we get into that, we know that here on this show, the Long Beach Joe Show, we love to positively affect our community. And one of the things we've been doing and working with the Mark V. Lee Foundation to promote the toy drive that they have going on. So tonight we're going to have Mark V. Lee come on from the Mark V. Lee Foundation. He's going to come on. He's going to talk to us about his toy drive. Mark, I want to welcome you to the Long Beach Joe Show. How are you doing today, my friend?
Joe, I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So I know you've been doing so many great things with the toy drive. Can you tell my audience again what you folks do for the community?
Yeah, so here in Jersey City, New Jersey, we run a Christmas drive that I took over after my father passed in 2014. He started in 1985. Started with a couple local kids in the neighborhood where he'd just go over and give out presents for Christmas, and then it got bigger from there. And the year that he passed, he took care of about 2,500 kids throughout Jersey City. Following year, my mom and I took over the drive. And as of pre-COVID, the year 2019, we did a little over 7,000 kids. The numbers have just because of after school programs have been closed and schools were closed, etc. But now we do outdoor giveaways. We had 4 of them this year, probably close to 4,000 or 5,000 kids. So it's been a blessing. It's feels really good to give back to the community here.
Yeah, and every time because you come on and you talk to us about the numbers, the numbers of kids that you folks are able to help and give toys and put a smile on their faces, always miraculous, man. And again, I want to thank you for everything that you do for the community. Now, the toy drive you've had just recently. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what was the most memorable moment from this most recent drive?
Yeah, it's talking about the numbers and stuff. It's something that I love doing and we enjoy doing it. It's unfortunate though that you see the numbers climbing because people out there, times are tough. People are struggling, and you do the best you can to get these kids a Christmas. And when you get out there, and even frigid temperatures here in New Jersey, you're out there for a couple hours handing out toys, man. The smile on these kids' faces, they don't go away. 20, 30 degrees, going up there, picking out a toy, and then every once in a while we give like a giveaway list where they sign up and we give away a bike. And I'll tell you what, those bikes, they really get the kids excited, and it's something spectacular to see.
Yeah, it is. And let me tell you something. I remember I got a bike one Christmas, and I was beside myself, man. That was my wheels. For a little bit, I was getting around.
You gotta have the wheels.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta
have the wheels.
Yeah, I gotta get to where I need to go, and it got me where I need to go pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. So I know what it's like to get
over there. We put the helmet on them.
Yep.
And we send them on their way. Be safe, and do the speed limit.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Mark, we talk about all the great things that you're doing. You talk about all the kids that you service and then be able to help. The gifts that you're able to give. What are some of the challenges that you kind of face? Putting this all together, though.
Yeah, it's been tough, especially like I was saying the last few years here now, just due to this pandemic. Trying to navigate everything and figure out, how we're going to be able to get these kids these toys. A lot of indoor activities have been closed. Different rules and regulations, kind of, figuring all this out. Companies that haven't come back, that you were always, in supportive of us and different donations, whether toys or monetary donations. So you do the best you can with the year, but it's been a lot of moving parts these past couple of years here. And then when you do the outdoor giveaway, that's the best option for us, but you never know what New Jersey weather is going to bring you.
Yeah.
So we had one this year, that outdoor giveaway that was canceled. We rescheduled it, and we got it done, but it's an uphill battle to give these kids a Christmas. And here in Jersey City, myself, my family, and the Jersey City Fire Department, where there's a will, there's a way, and we get it done. So.
Yeah, it is. And again, we're speaking with Mark V. Lee of the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive. They're doing a lot of amazing, wonderful things. Now, listen, Mark, again, you're doing great things with the Toy Drive, and we talk about that for a bit, but I want to talk to you a little bit about these Jets, man. I bleed green. I know you bleed green. You love this team. We're coming off of a win against the Jags, okay? Okay? Listen.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Talk to me.
There's not many times me and you get together where we're coming off a dub.
I'm saying. It's about time. You know what I'm saying? It's about time. So now,
hey, this is a good Christmas present for the both of us.
I'm saying. So now we're looking at this situation. I want you to give me your thoughts on the play of Zack Wilson in this football game. How did you feel about it, man?
Last time I spoke to you, what did we talk about? We talked about progression. We talked about seeing, a little bit of a spark, trending upward. And I saw that. What I like, that he did this weekend is he used his legs obviously a lot more. He does have the mobility. Some of these other quarterbacks don't. It adds a little facet to his game. I think he had like 90 yards rushing and a beautiful run for a touchdown. Got me out of my seat, I'll tell you that. And He went through his check downs, like, getting his players the football, his wide receivers and his running backs the football, and, just letting them make the plays.
Yeah.
Mistake-free football, right?
Yeah.
Didn't have any turnovers, and that's the key. We also got to credit special teams too, right? This week they did a hell of a job. That kick return by Barrios. I thought he got snubbed on the Pro Bowl voting as well. But
talk about it.
We don't have to get into that one.
No,
all right, we'll get into it.
Get into it. You already, Barrios, Mark. This is the place we get into it. Go ahead. Let him have it.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, you got a guy who's averaging the most return yards in the league, and that was almost like an FU to the league, right? Or to the voting system. Like, hey, you missed one of the best out here. This year. I know he's an alternate, and stuff like that, but he should have been in that game. Barrios has been an unbelievable special teams player for us this year. Yeah. And he kept us. Think about it. I mean, it was a close game, and that touchdown. Say we don't get that touchdown, you don't know what's going to happen in that series, and that could be a different result. So credit to Barrios in getting that score and special teams getting it done.
Yeah. Listen, that was big, and like you said as well, the performance of Zack Wilson I thought was solid. He took off. He made his plays when he needed to. Utilize his feet this week to really extend plays, not just extend plays, make big plays. That big 52-yard run he had was huge. I think he ended up, like you said as well, 4 carries for 91 yards on the day. I thought it was solid. I know that there's a lot of people that are just going to criticize him just to do so, but man, I think he played, pretty well this week. I really, really do. And like you said as well, Braxton Barrios, his big return, 103 yards was huge, man. That was huge for us. And I don't understand how he's not in the Pro Bowl
we had really big plays.
Yep. Now,
Go
ahead.
No, it's the Wilson. Wilson. Yeah. He did a great job, and like you said, I know there's going to be a little criticism. People are going to criticize for whatever reason, but he got the win. He didn't turn the ball over, and he hit open receivers, and that's all you can ask for, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't spectacular as a passing. I think he only attempted 20-something passes for 100-something yards and a touchdown. Michael Carter pretty much load off of him, with the run game. But when your quarterback drops, he starts off with the ball every play, whether he's handing it off or throwing it. And what I saw out of him this weekend, he did a hell of a job. So hopefully we can trend forward end of this year and then continue and even progress even more next year.
Yeah, exactly. Now, my final question for you, Mark, again, you've been sitting some great takes here. What are your thoughts about the play of C.J. Mosley, man? Because I thought he was pretty phenomenal in his game as well, especially with all the issues that we've had with players, dealing with the situation that's going on out in the world. How are you feeling about what he's been able to do this year for us defensively?
He's the consummate professional, C.J. Mosley, captain of the defense there. Love what he does week in, week out. And I'll tell you, man, he's a ball hawk. He's a savage on the football field.
Yep.
Guy plays with passion. No matter what our record is, guy's a winner. Wants to win every week. And I'll tell you what, though, I did want to jump on when he missed that interception late in the game, right through his hands.
Yeah.
Oh man. But hey, it happens.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna knock the guy, I can knock him for not taking an easy pick six.
Yeah.
To the house,
Yeah, but look.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, but they made the stops when it was necessary, and we got out of there with a W. So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So
amen.
Exactly.
Amen.
Listen, Mark.
That's right. Merry Christmas to us, Jeff.
Absolutely. So before I let you go, Mark, go ahead and give my audience all the contact information for the toy drive, how they can get involved if they'd like to get involved, and if they still want to send toys or anything monetary, what they can do, man.
Yeah, so our toy drive here is all year round. I started to put together a halfway to Christmas toy thing, and I also want to do some stuff next year at tailgates at MetLife Stadium, where we give away toys for people that are there and stuff. And so we collect all year. If you are passing through Jersey City area or live here, you could stop off at any of the Jersey City firehouses and drop off toys. They know where to get them. Just tell them the Captain Markley Christmas drive or just a toy drive, and they'll know exactly where to go. If you want to send in monetary donations, gift cards, anything like that, you could send to 465 Marin Boulevard, 07302. I believe is the area code there. And, once again, they know where to get that as well. Next year, the donation portion as far as online donations, we'll set up again next year. But I want to thank those guys. Donatatoy.org, what they do for us starting first week of November all the way up until Christmas, is a company that has made these times extremely easy for people. And you go on that website. You've shared the link, Joe. Thank you very much for that. Is you go on that website, you click on donate, they'll donate whatever you guys donate or pick toy-wise. They'll match 1-for-1, and they have been a tremendous asset to myself and other drives all over the country.
Yeah. Listen, Mark, again, I want to thank you for all that you do with these toy drives. I want to thank you for all that you do for the community as well, man. You have yourself a good night, my friend.
Joe, you have a great night as well. Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and your family and everyone else out there.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Happy holidays and Happy New Year to you as well, my friend. You have a good one.
You too, bro. You're the best. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. Listen, that was Mark V. Lee of the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive doing phenomenal things for his community, man. Phenomenal. And again, anyone that wants to get involved with the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive, it is plastered all over my social media. Anyone that goes to my link tree, the first link I believe you'll see there is for the Mark V. Lee Toy Drive. You click that and it'll take you directly to the page where it just brings up all the addresses everywhere that they collect the toys, including all the, Jersey City Fire Departments. Go there, get involved any way that you can. Again, like you said as well, he's going to start doing more things, the tailgates and stuff like that. Get involved with that toy drive any way that you can. It's nothing like putting a smile on a young child's face, giving them a toy. Like I told the story earlier. I remember when I got my first bike for Christmas, all right? I'm telling you, I was hyped. That bike saw every piece and part of the city that I lived in that it could. All right. I went all over the place. I love that bike. And to see other kids, get that bike as well, get their bikes, and be able to get their toys and have fun and go enjoy themselves is really a thing of beauty. So please, any way that you can, get involved with that toy drive. So now we're going to continue on. We're going to move forward and we're going to talk about the New York Jets beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, everyone call in 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers, and we're getting to the callers in just a second. I just want to cover a little bit about the game. What a game. All right. Let me tell you something. I know we talk about the players. I know we talk about the offense. I know we talk about the defense, but the coaching staff to me really did something huge this week. They were without Coach Sulla. He's dealing, with what's going on out there in the world. We all know what's happening out here and why we're wearing masks. All right. This is YouTube. They get a little weird sometimes. If you say certain things, they'll, handle your channel a certain way. So, we got to watch it, but everyone knows what's going on out there in the world. And we had a lot of players on that list as well that were not able to play in this game. And again, Coach Sulla was one of the guys, that was on the list as well, dealing with the situation. And Coach Ron Middleton and the rest of this staff stepped up and kept this team not only focused, but kept this team in the game and put them out there and had them producing and making plays. There's a lot of guys on the field, a lot of guys that were out there that had just kind of came in and were immediately put into a scheme and be able to flourish and be successful. That is huge. And one of the reasons why I don't understand why a lot of people are not talking about this is because we're in a full-blown rebuild, folks. We just fired Todd Bowles because we try to rebuild. We try to start a rebuild with him and realized, whoa, this is not the guy. We cannot move forward in this rebuild with this guy leading it. Then we made a colossal mistake and hired Adam Gase, and we immediately, I knew before it, but we immediately said, whoa, yet again, halt the press, okay? This guy is definitely not the guy that we can go forward as well with trying to, figure out what's going on with this team as far as a rebuild. He can't lead this rebuild either, all right? What were some of the issues that we had there? Guys not being able to put, players in place to make plays, guys not being able to utilize young players' talents, and guys also not being able to figure out how to have the team come together and focus, when there was adversity being faced. Okay, whether it was a losing streak or whether it was something they couldn't keep the team focused. All right. Now you look at everything that we had going on coming into this game, with all the stuff going on, with guys going on the list, with everything. This coaching staff, without Sulla, was able to keep this team focused, was able to utilize their talents and put them out there on that field and have them produce under these conditions. Salutes again to Ron Middleton and the rest of the Jets coaching staff. They did a phenomenal job, and they're continuing to show that they could be the guys to continue to lead this rebuild. That is huge for the New York Jets. Huge. This rebuild is not only, or this year's evaluation, okay? Because we talk about evaluating players, but it's not just about players. It's also about evaluating the coaching staff. And they're continuing to show us, even though, this is some of their first times being in some of the positions that they're in, that they can continue to go out there and do their jobs effectively. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And I thought that was a point that a lot of people missed about this win. Okay? And listen, Zack Wilson, this dude did what it took. And we're going to be talking a lot tonight about a lot of different things. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in, okay? Zack Wilson, 4 carries for 91 yards. He had a 52-yard run where he juked two Jags defenders to get into the end zone. This kid just did what it took. And I know that there's people out there that want to blast him, that want to lambaste him because he only threw for 102 yards. He did what it took, man. This was a solid game. When there's other quarterbacks out there that run a lot and they're making plays on their feet, no one has an issue with it at all. There's a lot of other runners out there in this league that often are able to make plays, and they may throw for slightly over 100 yards. They don't have an issue with it. But when Zack Wilson does it, when he's able to score touchdowns in different ways and be a dual threat, all of a sudden it's a problem. That's a bunch of hubbub. This kid went out there and played well. And again, he was missing a lot of guys offensively. We all know what was going on. Jameson Crowder, of course, he's missing Elijah Moore, Corey Davis. Zack Wilson went out there and played well. Kudos and hats off to him, man. He really did some good things. And he threw for a touchdown in this game as well. Conor McGovern was the guy that caught it. Like, come on, man. Then you got Michael Carter. Michael Carter, 16 carries, 118 yards. Big 38-yard run. Man, come on. This kid continues to show us that he's a guy that can be effective offensively. He continues to show us that he's going to be a weapon for the New York Jets. I love it. I love it. Because we need a lot of these questions to be answered for us offensively. We need guys to step up offensively and show, hey, I can be that playmaker that you'll be able to lean on for years to come. And it's looking like Michael Carter is turning out to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Every time that this kid has the ball, gets the ball in his hand, he makes plays. Braxton Barrios, again, with a 103-yard kick return. I don't know how he got snubbed for the Pro Bowl. All I'm saying is that generally, all right, if you're a New York Jet, they'll find a way not to put you in the Pro Bowl. That's all I'm saying. I'm not, I'm just saying from what I see, all right? 103-yard kick return. He's one of the highest kick return yardage guys in the league, and he can't make the Pro Bowl. I'm just saying. That's ridiculous. Another thing that's looking good for us as well, kicker. Hey, Eddie Pinheiro hit a 42-yarder, hit a 20-yarder. Is this the guy that's answering the question that we have at kicker? We've cycled through so many kickers. Is Eddie the guy that's going to be able to stick around? And I also want to talk about this defense as well. This defense has made a goal line stand. And again, there was a lot of guys that were brought in that have been moved around and all that stuff because, again, we were without guys because they were on the list. Ashton Davis, a lot of other guys as well were not playing. Quentin Williams was on the list. He got hit right before the game. Like, come on. This defense was able to step up, make a goal line stand with a minute and 47 seconds left, and they started to drive down. Jags got to the 5, and the New York Jets defense was able to make a stop and get us a game. That is huge. And a lot of that comes from C.J. Mosley, man. This dude, C.J. Mosley's been playing well. Had 10 tackles and a sack. And I know people are going to knock, the dropped interception. All right, I get it. but he made plays when he needed to make them. All right. And we got the stop and we got the game. 21-26, the New York Jets took it. So we're going to get to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. We'll get to everyone, so please be patient. First caller I'm going to go to, 973-973. I'm coming directly to you. Salutes to you, my friend. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Give me your thoughts about the play of Zack Wilson. How did you feel about what he did against the Jags, particularly the rushing game, man? How did you feel about what he was able to do with his feet?
Well, Joe, I mean, it was easy. I mean, it was against the Jaguars, first of all, so it was. I couldn't say it was a gimme, but I think it was a pretty confident game that the Jets were going to be the Jaguars. I mean, there was a battle against the new rookies. Our side, Wilson, against the Jaguars new rookie, which hasn't really been that impressive. Well, neither of the rookies are impressive so far. But I think the Jets, they had the Jaguars number on here. So I wasn't really surprised by this much at all.
Mm-hmm.
Wilson had one of his better games in this game. And we already have a better season we had the last season. We've already won, 4 games raised. So So I think we're on the upswing here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to make the playoffs or anything, but at least we're showing improvement already.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
thank goodness.
Yeah, we're going out there and we're handling business. Like I said, Zack Wilson is running around, showing people that, hey, he's a dual threat, and this is going to have to make defenses adjust. And again, he's continuing to get better as the season is coming to a close. But next season, a lot of people are going to look at the situation and be like, hey, not only can this guy throw the football, but we got to watch his feet as well. So it's going to make defenses kind of change how they defend us, which does nothing but bode well for our offense and what we do here offensively. Now, one of the things that I liked as well, or I loved, was the coaching staff's ability to adjust when faced with adversity. Because Sulla was not out there. There was a lot of things going on as well with players because a lot of guys were on the list, so they weren't playing within the game. What were your thoughts about the bang-up job that our coaching staff did, man?
Well, that's where it starts. It starts with up front with the coaching staff, to help us guide us through this. So if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be in a heap of trouble right there. So you have to give hats off to them.
Mm-hmm.
And Lawrence, every time we seem to get, the big hype of a number 1, number 2 draft pick and thinking, oh, they're going to help this franchise, that franchise, usually in the first year it's not to be a bust.
Mm-hmm.
And for Lawrence, well, it has been a bust. Mm-hmm. And, of course, with Urban Meyer being fired, which I'm not surprised at all, well, I mean, that coaching staff went down the tubes right from the start of the preseason.
Yeah.
So forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of issues.
He didn't even want to be there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of issues there, but let me tell you something. New York Jets played well. So my next question for you is, when you look forward, because we got Tampa Bay coming up, do you think that we'll be able to get some pressure on Tom Brady, man? This is going to be a tough game we got coming up against Tampa. Do you think we'll be able to get pressure on Tom Brady defensively?
I'll put it this way. Have we got a problem or have we got a problem? Because we are going against Brady in Tampa Bay, and it's on the road, I assume. So I think this is going to be, a big problem all the way. I'm not really too confident about this with Tampa Bay. I mean, look what they've done, to most of their opponents so far. Okay, they got lost 9-0 2 weeks ago, but that was a little bit hiccup in the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really worried about this game, with goes against the Bucks.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to sound like a downer, but
no,
they got to work it out from here.
Yeah, listen, and again, we're going to be playing. They're actually coming to our house, so we're going to be playing in at home. But I'll tell you what, that's one of the keys. I know, again, there's a lot of things up in the air because we'll see who will get back from that list. We often know, some guys, sometimes they linger on the list. We all know what's going on with that, but we'll see who we get back. But I think a big key to that game is getting pressure on Brady and throwing him off his spot because they got so many weapons. They're such a good football team, and it's going to be interesting to kind of see the matchup there. So what do you think is your final score prediction for the upcoming game for the Jets against the Bucks, man?
Well, I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be a lapper.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can put in the womp on, go ahead if you want. But I'm going to say it's going to be like about, 35-14.
Oh, 35-14 Bucks?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I call this. I mean, if it was against Jacksonville, yeah, but Tampa Bay looks too strong. I mean, they usually can beat the AFC East. So, I'm very skeptic about this whole game right now.
Yeah, listen, I hear you.
I could be wrong, but if all cylinders point the way I think it's going to go, it could be a long afternoon for the Jets.
Yeah, he says $35-14. It is what it is.
Sorry, guys.
Oh man, $35-14. Wow, what a take. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in. We're gonna keep on moving, but before we get to our next caller, NFL legend John Madden has passed away. Apparently, he passed away, just recently. It's being reported now. Listen, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to everyone in John Madden's family. Again, we all know how he's impacted, so many people's lives in football, outside of football, and all those things. So it's so sad to hear this announcement come out. But again, NFL legend John Madden has passed away. What a tough day. Again, my thoughts and prayers to his friends and family and everyone close to him. So we're going to continue with these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're talking all things Jets. We're talking about it all. Such a sad thing to see John Madden, pass away. We're going to keep on moving. Next, I'm going to Chris. Chris, we're coming directly to you. I need to talk to you, my friend. Chris knows he's, listen, salutes. I want to thank you again for calling in, Chris. You know your Jets. You know what's up, all right? So now we're sitting here, right? We're coming off a win against the Jags. I'm hearing a lot of people bash Zack Wilson for only throwing for 102 yards. What do you say to those people, my friend?
Well, that's supposed to be, he was never supposed to pass like that. Mm-hmm. Rookie quarterbacks, in terms of at least the first 2 years, are heavily relied on the running game. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a quarterback and you're not heavily around a running game, and you're passing no matter who you are, you're going to fail. So if the running game keeps going, that's great. The running game is very important, especially in this weather in the East Coast. Yeah. You better have a running game, or you're going to pass everywhere. It ain't going to work over here. It's running the football, and that's the key to this living up here in this environment. Mm-hmm. You got to run the football. So I have no problem with it. Yeah,
exactly. Now, when you talk about being able to run the football, we all know Michael Carter had over 100 yards in this game. What are your thoughts about this kid and his playmaking ability, man? We consistently see this dude step up when given the ball. When the ball's put in his hands, he's able to make something happen. What are your thoughts about this kid, man, and how great he's been so far?
I love Michael Carter. I love the draft choice. I think it's a great draft choice. He played very well this year. Mm-hmm. Maybe in the draft we can get another running back and really solidify this running game, some tight end to help out some of these running backs. But I like the Jets running game so far, even with the what we have here. Even if we don't draft the running back, I like the running back core that we have, and I think it's pretty good. So I really like Michael Carter. I liked him in college. I thought he was a great back. I thought he would be a great NFL back. So, nothing new for Michael Carter. He's definitely a performer. He's definitely a great running back. Yeah. You could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. He is, dude. And it's been great to see him and everything that he's been doing, not just running with the football, getting the handoff, but he's also a guy that comes out the backfield and can catch the football extremely well as well. We've seen him be able to utilize spread out wide, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But another guy that's also
we can tell he's getting comfortable in the offense.
Yeah, exactly. And that's huge, man. That's huge for us. Offense. Yep. And another guy that's really been putting on for us, especially in the special teams, has been Braxton Barrios, man. I look at him at this point, and again, we'll continue to talk about this as free agency comes and all this stuff, right? But I look at him, man, and I'm saying at this point, he's a guy that you definitely should be looking to bring back and try to re-sign. I think he's an unrestricted free agent after this year. Yeah. When you look at what he's done, are you surprised that he got snubbed by the Pro Bowl? And what are your thoughts about, the New York Jets also, bringing him back? Do you think that he's a guy that we must make sure that we get under a contract for maybe the next two years?
I would say that he's a guy that we should definitely get under contract. I think Braxton Barrios is playing hard. He knows his money time, playing hard for his contract. Yep. And he's always playing hard. no matter what it is with Sam Darnold and stuff, he's always been on the field, you know. Yeah. And that's the one thing about Braxton Barrios. You can count on him to being there when other guys aren't there. So I think the Jets would behoove themselves to sign a wide receiver like him and put him in the thing. I think, for the most part, the Jets' wide receiving core, I don't believe is a problem. You know, I believe the Jets' problem as far as the passing game is the tight end. And I think that needs to be addressed in the draft and free agency. I think we have a good enough wide receiver core to dig. I don't think we need to go after Devontae Adams or anything else. I think we have a good enough receiving core with Sam Darnold, maybe add one more guy, and then grab some tight ends, some really guys that can stretch the field. And I think you would see the best of Zack Wilson if you can get that in there.
Yeah. So when I look at this situation, I think the New York Jets could definitely stand to benefit, or could definitely stand to improve their offensive line. I think that's been one of the things, and that's what I wanted to ask you about as well, Chris, because you look at this, Mekhi Becton looks like he's actually not going to be able to come back from that injury. They're saying that he's going to sit for the rest of the year and not play, which I thought that was going to be what actually was going to happen, because I thought that the whole 6 to 8 week thing, especially with the dislocated knee, and I think he tore something as well, I thought that was really, really generous. Like, you know, and again, he's a big guy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was like, nah, bro, he's probably not going to come back until super late in the season, or not come back at all. And it's looked like, again, he's not coming back at all. And then we also got Conor McGovern sitting for the rest of the season as well with a knee injury. What are your thoughts about these two offensive linemen? And do you think the New York Jets should be looking to take an offensive lineman early in this draft?
I don't think early in the draft. I think maybe in the mid round. I mean, if you look at everybody's talking about this guy from Alabama, but if you look at the history of Alabama offensive linemen, right, and you look at their use a crapshoot. You can have guys that are great, and then you have guys that show great, and then they just play them out. So I mean, it's a good side with those offensive linemen. And I believe you guys can get some good guys in the second and third round that are good. I think you can definitely get some depth. I think the top of the draft should be focused on, you know, giving Zack Wilson the best opportunity to succeed, and that means putting weapons around him. That means putting guys around him that can think. Because, you know, if you're playing in the box, if you're blitzing people and you're saying, you know, it's gonna play. You got to put a great tight end. Those linebackers are good, and Morgan Moses and George Fant and the new guy they got, I think is good enough to give Zach 2 or 3, 4 seconds, and he has the ability to scramble. So, you know, I think that you need to put weapons around Zack Wilson more than, you know, I think we should focus on the offense. You know, the defense, great, but I think if we're truly trying to build a quarterback and a franchise quarterback, the investment has to be in Zack Wilson. It has to be in offense. And, you know, we've had great defensive teams, but, you know, the quarterback and that problem and weapons are the problem. So we need to actually focus on the weapons and the offensive side of the football, making sure this offense is deadly, and then surrounding ourselves in free agency and stuff with defensive players.
Well, listen, and Chris, that is a great point, and I do understand that point, and that's why I do think that the New York Jets should take an offensive lineman early. And one of the guys right now that I'm campaigning for is Linderbaum. That's one of the guys I'm campaigning for. And I know a lot of people look at it and go, okay,
he's pretty good.
Yeah, why take a center, Joe? Why take a center so early? I've already gotten to it with a ton of people, and I love the exchange between Jets fans and going back and forth with people. I think if you look at the biggest issue as well, and you talked about it, you said, you know, we need to make sure that we surround Zack Wilson with guys that can be playmakers. We need to make sure we set things up to make it easy for Zack Wilson. If you look at the biggest injury that we had this year offensively, who was it? It was the injury of Zack Wilson. Why? Because he's the future of our franchise. Right. Where you look at where that pressure came from, it came from what? Between the center and guard combo. But this is not the first time that we've had issues with center and guard combos here. We had them all throughout the years where Sam Darnold was here. We couldn't stop pressure coming directly up the middle. And I understand everybody wants to settle with Conor McGovern, but let me tell you something. Linderbaum is one of the best prospects in the last 20 years. They're saying that this guy is going to be a generational center Okay, if you can upgrade and get a guy here that is going to keep Zack Wilson protected for years to come, then you do that. You don't sit back and let this kid continue to get blasted, because the hit before he actually jacked up his PCL, we thought he tore his ACL. We thought we had lost him for the year.
Right.
And he popped up and danced back to the thing, and we were like, wow, this kid is really tough. And then the next play, he actually tears his PCL. You can't keep allowing this kid to get blasted week after week and not set up some better protection for him. So I think getting a better center and going in there and doing what it takes to make sure that this kid is protected is one of the biggest things that we must do, because that's the reason we couldn't figure out who Sam Darnold was because he was never properly protected. Right. And I think a lot of people also forget that earlier in the season, does anybody remember Zack Wilson running for his life every week? Because that's what was happening. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that's what was happening.
Yeah.
So I think that, and again, I know that a lot of people don't think that center, it's not a sexy pick. Neither is guard. The Colts actually took Quentin Nelson, I believe, at 6 in the draft. They took him at the 6th pick in the draft. Does anybody think that that's a bad pick? They literally run left all day behind him. He manhandles every single player in front of him. When we played the Colts, they ran for 239 yards. Jonathan Taylor had 172 yards by the third quarter, and they were running behind him all game long. He's a generational guard. No one will tell you that pick for the Colts was bad. No one will say that. So if you can get a generational offensive lineman in here to protect Zack Wilson and continue to build that line, again, we got 2 picks in the first round. I believe right now we're sitting at 4 and 6. We'll see, again, with all the things that go on with Seattle. Salute to Seattle for taking old Jamal Adams off our hands. How's that working for you, Seattle? You want to talk about getting fleeced? We fleeced Seattle. We fleeced them. I love it. But let me tell you something. I think that we should take a center at 4 if he's there. And I think that would greatly benefit not only Zack Wilson. A lot of people continue to forget. We just talked about him, Michael Carter, who's a phenomenal playmaker. Why do we think he's so great? It's because he's running away from guys once he gets the handoff. You know, he's shaking guys off and continuing to make plays that should be negative plays into positive plays. You get a guy up front that can open up holes.
Right.
It'll better our running game. We've only had a 100-yard rusher once, and it was against the Jags. That's the first time we've had a guy over 100 yards rushing in a game, and that was just once this season. So it'll benefit our running game as well. So, that's what I think we should do there. But we'll continue to talk about the draft as it comes up, man. But I want to get your thoughts about this, my friend. I want to talk to you about the upcoming game against Tampa Bay. There's a lot of tough stuff going on. We'll see who comes back from, the list and stuff like that. So my final question for you as well is, when you look at the matchup between our secondary and the Bucs wide receivers, man, does that concern you, bro?
Let me tell you something. And this was going to scare Jet fans. I met Tom Brady. I live up here in the Boston area, and I met Tom Brady on a couple of occasions. Let him know I was a Jet fan. He said, man, I feel sorry for you. This guy does not need this guy's motivated every time he plays this team.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that he's going to rip us apart, man. Yeah. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So here on the spread, because he gets wide-eyed. He watches that game with Rex Ryan, and he just gets himself wild up for the Jets.
Yeah.
For some reason, this team really gets under his skin. And I don't know what it is, but this guy really hates the Jets. Really.
Yeah, he does. I
know
he does.
Expect the best from Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He really gets up for the Jets, man.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I mean, hey, listen, it's any given Sunday. If you got guys coming in from, and guys come back, and you don't know what happened on the Bucs side, anything can happen in football. I mean, they may take it. I don't think Tom Brady is. I don't think he's going to come in here and he's going to be like, you know what, Belichick beat him by 50. I'm going to beat him by 60. Yeah. That's his mentality, man. He's just a guy that's an ultimate competitor, man. He finds the littlest thing to motivate himself to things. Coming into against the Stadium against the Jets, this guy's going to be on fire, man. I don't know what to expect.
Man, it's going to be a tough one. It's a tough one. He's coming into MetLife, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Man, it's going to be a tough one. And again, you know, we're going to see what happens with them. Bruce Arians right now is supposed to be on the list as well. We'll see if he'll clear from that list to be able to coach the game. We could end up, you know, facing a backup coach, you know, a guy that's going to have to step in for Arians if he's not clear too. So there's a lot of things up in the air right now. So, Chris, before I let you go, man, give me your final score prediction, man. How do you think this game could end up, bro?
This could be very bad. You know, we have things our tight ends can't cover. I mean, our linebackers can't cover tight ends. Yeah. They have great tight ends. You know, it could be in the 40s, 48-14, man.
Ooh, 48-14 Bucks?
Yeah.
Oh,
man. I'm just going to tell you, man. Listen,
Chris, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
I mean, believe me.
Yeah.
This guy gets up for the Jets, man.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what specifically gets him under his skin, but this guy gets up for the Jets, man.
He does.
And he doesn't want to lose to them at all.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I hear you, man. Listen,
I don't know. It could get in the 50s, man.
Yeah. Listen, Chris, I want to thank you for calling in,
and
man.
You got Levante David and those guys playing hard, and the linebackers.
Man.
And you got Blitzen, you got Shaq Barrett. Yeah. It might be a long day for Mr. Zack Wilson. 3 and out.
We'll see.
I mean, if you get Tom Brady all those chances, you know, it's gonna. The defense is gonna get tired.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You know, Shaq Barrett is dealing with the injury, but we'll see if. I know Pierre Paul's also dealing with it. I think he's questionable for this week, so we'll see. You know, who's gonna play. But there's a lot going on there. But listen, Chris, I got to get back to these lines, my friend. You have yourself a good night. All right.
Zack Wilson. All right, thanks, man.
All right, you have a good one. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers. Again, if you're watching the stream, no matter where you're watching me from, please give my stream a thumbs up, especially if you're on YouTube. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so when I, post content, you folks will be in the know. Also, as well, if you want to support the show, please hit the super chat as well. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to hit the super chat, you just want to hit me on Cash App, please do. My Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Again, we're going to continue with these calls. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Please call in. Again, we have lost the legend, John Madden. He has passed away. Thoughts and prayers to his friends and family as well. John Madden, one of the greats, man. Him and Pat Summerall, just immaculate commentary. So we're going to get back to these lines again. Next, I'm going to my guy, CT. We're going to CT, man. CT salutes. I want to thank you for calling in tonight, CT. CT, we beat the Jags 21-26. Give me your thoughts about Zack Wilson, man.
Man, Zack is he's a baller, man. He can do things with that ball and with his feet that you can't teach, So I think just in a matter of a couple of years, he can be very, very special. Let him get his feet under himself, less surrounded with weapons, and the sky is honestly the limit with him. Honestly, right now, he's not elite yet, but only time will tell. But he's definitely showing the progress, and that's all we wanted to see this year. We all knew we weren't necessarily going to the playoffs this year with everything new, all these rookies that were starting on the new coaching staff. Yeah. So all I wanted to see was pieces and people making plays. Yeah. And I think that Zack has shown that he has the ability to do that in spectacular ways, in more ways than one. Yeah. So I'm excited to see the future of Zack and Michael Carter, obviously Elijah Vera-Tucker, man. I think that the future looks bright.
Yeah, it does. It does. Again, like you said as well, Michael Carter being able to go out there and do his thing, some of the performances that he's put on, this is the first time we've had a guy over 100 yards rushing, man. What a production. What are your thoughts about just him being able to constantly make plays? We saw a big 38-yard run from him. What are your thoughts about what that does for us and, kind of gives us confidence in our future when we see him go out there and make plays like that?
Man, when's the last time we had a running back that we can count on? It's been like ages.
Talk about it.
Since Chris Ivory, man.
Yep.
So it's like a breath of fresh air just to see Michael Carter. He has a great personality, and just when you give him the ball enough time, he can break. He can break out. And he's just shifty. And he knows what he's doing when he gets the ball in his hands. So he has a bright future as well. So As long as we can bolster that offensive line, I believe that, he's going to be able to be a star in this league as well, in due time.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts, man, on the Pro Bowl snub of Braxton Barrios. What are your thoughts about that, man? Because I think it's a bit ridiculous. The guy has 103-yard kickoff return in this game. How does he? I know he's an alternate, but how does he get passed up to make the actual Pro Bowl? How does that happen, man? You know what I'm saying? Give me your thoughts on this, CT.
Braxton's that dude, man. Braxton is that dude. We need to re-sign him. Mm-hmm. As for the Pro Bowl, as we know, they tend to snub people. They snubbed Clinton last year, on the Jets. So I'm not surprised per se, but because it's a popularity contest. So if your team is very successful, people tend to say, all right, I'm going to vote for this guy because, they might make it to the playoffs, X, Y, Z reason. Oh, they made a good play on Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. They remember them. Then they pick that guy and they vote for him, So I don't look at it like, a big deal, but I do think it's a snub. I'm not mad at it because it is a popularity contest. However, I'm really excited that Braxton Barrios is really coming into form. He's a gadget player, man. Like, he can do so much on this field. He definitely needs to be extended with our team moving forward. And, man, it's just to have all the COVID people out, and all the players out, that's our starters, throughout the year, all the struggles we've been through. Yep. And he's always, he's come through. Braxton's always come through, and he's kept his health, just kept positive, and he's always ready. He's a ball. He's a dog. So you pay people like that, and he's a good culture player as well. So yep. I'm excited for his future as well. Oh man, that kickoff, man, that punt return. I mean, that kickoff return was spectacular, man. I was going crazy. I was in the car. I listened to the radio when that happened. I was going crazy, like pushing my brother. Like, it was crazy, man. But I'm excited. And just to win that game against the Jaguars, who's technically the worst team in the league. They just got rid of their head coach. I did not want to lose that game to that team.
Yeah.
I did not want to be the team that lost to the Jaguars after letting go of Urban Meyer. I think it's a good culture win. I think it's a good morale win. And Braxton's a huge part of that.
Yeah.
And he, even the end around he did last week, was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Now, when you look at some of the things that we're going to be dealing with going forward, we have 2 injuries now, and it's a sucky situation. Now, again, Mekhi Becton's been hurt, but we all thought, or the reports were, a lot of people were thinking that he would be back by now. Well, it looks like he's going to be sitting for the rest of the year, so he's done. They're saying, hey, we kind of overestimated. He's actually not going to be able to come back. And now you got Conor McGovern as well sitting out for these next 2 games with an injury. What are your thoughts about that and the impact that it has on our offensive line? And do you think that this could change the New York Jets draft strategy?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that because I know you're a big Tyler Linderbaum guy, and we've had this conversation before. And I'm not opposed to getting anybody because there's a lot of good players in the top of the draft. We got 2 first-round picks, so no matter who we get, we're gonna get some good players. But in my opinion, I think we should tackle offensive line in the free agency and in the second round. There's some good guards. There's some good free agent stars coming out that we can plug in. Connor hasn't been terrible this year. As long as he's healthy. And back then, I just feel bad for the guy because, he's had a rough go at it from the beginning of the year. But he's a dominant player, and a lot of people are forgetting how dominant he was when he was on the field healthy.
That's a fact.
So once we get these players back, I do believe our offensive line will be a lot more improved. Not to mention, I do think that we have to add more pieces, of course. But when I look at our team, we are the 21st offensive team in the league, and we're the 32nd defensive team in the league. And as much as we want to surround Zack with pieces and make sure he's upright, I feel you. I think there's other ways to go about it than drafting another offensive lineman in the first round. That's my opinion. I know it might not be popular, but that defense, if you keep giving up the ball, if they keep letting scores, if we're letting people score 30 points a game on us over and over again next year, it's just not going to look. It's going to be putting a lot of pressure on your rookie or sophomore year quarterback in the first place. So I really want some defensive players to shore up that secondary and that line. So in my opinion, I want to get Kyle Hamilton, and I want to get David Ojabo. Ojabo, man, he looks like people are sleeping on him, man. I think people are sleeping on David Ojabo. He's on Michigan as well with Hutchinson. And in the long run, he has potential to be one of the best edge rushers in the league, in my opinion. if we get him. I mean, I know that the big names are Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson, but Ojabo is not. He's no slouch.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to get two big defensive players and clear up that defense a little bit better, because that's where our weakness is on this team. Then I think we have a shot at least next year to make some noise.
Mm-hmm. No, listen, and I hear you, and again, we've gone back and forth, and we'll continue. We could talk about a lot of things, and we'll again, everybody listening, we will be having shows, going forward, and we'll be talking about the draft, a little bit more in depth, free agency as it comes. And I understand your take. I get everybody talking about the defense. I think one of the things that a lot of people are also forgetting is that we don't have any pass rush. I think that's the biggest problem with our defense. And if you look at Sulla's scheme, a lot of people talked about it when he first got here, is that you don't necessarily have to have the greatest secondary playing this scheme, because a lot of his scheme kind of revolves around pressure. If you look at the Niners, a lot of what they're doing, Bosa's the guy, kicking in the door. They got other guys as well that are bringing pressure from all these different places constantly. So your quarterback has like very little time to even figure things out before there's somebody in his face, hitting him or something like that. So I think we don't have any of that here. And look, before people start tweeting me, okay, I respect John Franklin Myers. All right. Okay. I respect him. Okay. Don't start. All right. I respect John Franklin Myers and all these other guys. But let me tell you something. The second that Carl Lawson went down with that torn Achilles, we all said, boy, are we in trouble. And we have been. The pass rush has not been there. So although I understand why people talk about Kyle Hamilton, I get it. He's a safety. I don't think we can afford to take a safety, especially if you guys are talking about passing up on offensive linemen. You don't take a safety. You don't take a non-impact position in the first round where we have so many issues at pass rush. I think that if you're going to pass up on an offensive lineman, and I wouldn't do it, I definitely think that you. Yeah, you're right. It does depend on what we do in free agency. But again, if we're talking about drafting guys that are going to be here for years, then you take a pass rusher. That's what you have to go get. And again, I think a lot of people are forgetting. I know people are saying, well, Carl Lawson will be back. If you look at the Jets and you look at our lack of actual luck, right? We're not a very lucky franchise. Can you really count on a guy coming back off of a torn Achilles, coming back and producing and giving us 15, 16 sacks in a season off of a torn Achilles? When you look at our history of lack of luck, no, that's not something you want to depend on. You go get yourself one or two more pass rushers in this draft, and you come back. If you look at all the other teams in this league that is continuously producing, teams that are continuously in the hunt, they got two or three guys that they can throw at you and make you completely miserable. All right? And that's what we need to do. So I think that's one of the biggest issues that we have. We don't have no pass rush. And when you don't have any pass rush in this league, that's why our defense looks the way it does. You got 40 years to throw the ball. You got 40 years.
Especially with this, exactly. Especially with this scheme, especially with the scheme that Robert Saleh is running.
That's a fact.
Based on that line, getting pressure on the quarterback. So, I'm with you, man. I'm with getting an edge rusher with one of those first two picks. If Aiden and Kayvon are not there, I like David Ojabo, but you can get him a little bit later. So that's why I'm saying get Kyle Hamilton, then get David Ojabo. But I completely hear people with the offensive line picks, and there's a lot of different good players. But I think we're in a great place no matter what. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to boo anybody who we pick. I'm going to be happy no matter what. Because I think that I have faith in our staff for the first time in a long time. I do. These guys have made a really big jump last year with their picks. Obviously, they broke everything down last year, so we're starting over again. And I mean, we have very few elite players. I think C.J. Mosley is the only one, pretty much. So I think a lot of teams that are in the top of the league, they have plenty of elite players that obviously they need depth. So if one elite player goes down, at least there's somebody backing them up who's decent. We got somebody go out and it's just a bunch of practice squad dudes, on that defense trying to make do. So, I think the defense is a priority in this offseason. I really do. Yeah. It's a priority. That pressure on the quarterback is a necessity. So that first pick, if it's not Kyle Hamilton, I get it. But we definitely need our edge with one of those two picks.
Yeah, and again, we're right now at this point. We'll see how Seattle finishes out the season, but we're sitting at 4-6 right now. We got picks 4, we got pick 6 right now. So let me tell you something. There's so many possibilities. We could trade down and gain more capital with that 6th pick. Maybe we trade down with the 4th pick, depending on how the board falls. But I'm telling you, if Linderbaum is sitting there at 4, I'm not passing up a generational center. I cannot do that. Especially again when you look at the last.
You can get him, honestly. I don't think he's going. I think he'll be down with the pick. I think that Leonard Ball will be available later on in the draft if you want to move down. I do. But, obviously we never know. Things could change.
Yeah.
But I think Leonard Ball is great.
Yeah.
But he's not a top 5, I don't think. I think he's maybe top 10.
Let me tell you something. We've seen this draft, and we'll have more shows as the draft comes on. We've seen guys get talked up before the draft there. Remember when people were saying that Mac Jones was going to be a bottom of the first round guy? He wasn't. We've seen other guys. Remember Trey Lance? Guys jumped up to grab Trey Lance. There was a lot of talk before the draft, and people moved up and made their moves, but we'll see what happens going on. Again, we'll continue to have shows and talk about the draft, but I want to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming game we got against Tampa Bay, CT. Listen, baby, are we going to get pressure on Tom Brady in this game? I think that's the big key for us. We must get in his face. You know that if you get in old man Brady's face and you smack him around, things get a little bit different. Things kind of slow down. The offense isn't as potent when you are punching him all around. Do you think the New York Jets will be able to get pressure on him, man?
How many times have we had this conversation with Tom Brady and get him pressure? We just don't get any pressure every single time we face him. Especially now with people on the COVID list and injuries. Heck no, I don't think that there's going to be pressure on Tom Brady this week. And I think he's going to have a field day, unfortunately, But I'm more concerned with just seeing I'm more concerned with seeing people, make some plays, and if we lose, great. I mean, I'm fine with getting a higher draft pick if it helps at all, and I want to just see Zach keep on improving.
Okay. So give me your final score predictions, CT, man. How do you think this ends up?
I think it's going to be like 34 to 14, maybe 17, 34-17, I'll say, in favor of Tampa Bay.
Ooh, 34-17 Tampa. All right, CT. Listen. CT showing up and just, bringing the smiles to everyone's face. He's always so positive. He's always so positive.
I gotta be, man. But we got something going on. Next year is gonna be special, I bet.
Yeah. Salute to you, CT. Listen, I gotta get back to these lines. You have yourself a good night, all right, my friend?
Okay. You too. Happy New Year.
All right, same to you. Happy New Year as well. Happy holidays to you and your family. Listen, CT. I love talking to CT. It is what it is. He keeps it real. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. Call in. We're taking all callers. We will get to everyone. Please be patient. Salutes to my guy, Manny C, in the chat. Manny C says, finally, Barrios is getting some respect. The man has been doing his job from the beginning, and people just hated on him because of memes. All I hear now is we need to lock him up. Listen, Braxton Barrios has been handling his business, all right? He's one of the better kick returners in the league. He's doing his thing, and he gives us a little bit as well in the receiving option too on the field. He's a guy that when you look at it, New York Jets should be looking to keep him around for at least 1 to 2 more years. You know what I mean? Why not? Especially when he's having so much success for us, again, special teams wise. We haven't had a guy that, has been so much of an impact for us kick returner wise since maybe Andre Roberts. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue going to these lines. Again, we're talking about a lot of things. We got the Tampa Bay game coming up. Bruce Arians dealing with the situation of what's going on in the world. I know Mike Evans as well is dealing with the situation that's going on in the world. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things moving. Everyone knows, what's going on in the NFL, why people are wearing masks. You know how YouTube handles business. You know what I'm saying? So it could be different. Bruce Arians, we could actually be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If Bruce Arians does not clear the protocols, we could be playing it against a coach that's a stand-in for him. You know what I'm saying? So that could have an effect there. So we'll continue to talk about everything. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Give the stream a thumbs up. Please, share the stream as well if you can. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit that super chat if you like to support the platform. Also hit the Cash App as well if you just like to hit me in the Cash App. It's always greatly appreciated. Anything you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. And again, please give the stream a thumbs up. So we're going to continue going to these lines. Next, I'm going to my guy, Bill, man. I'm going to Bill. Bill knows his Jets. You know what I'm saying? Salutes to you, Bill. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Bill, give me your thought about this Jets win against the Jaguars. How are you feeling about Zack Wilson getting 91 yards on the ground, rushing for a touchdown, and getting his 4 carries on, man? He's moving things with his feet. How are you feeling about his approach and attack on the Jacksonville Jaguars defense?
Hey, anything they'll give up, I'll take. I think I don't understand why people have any issue. Receivers were out. We had a lot of guys out. He did what needed to be done. It's like he did in college. He was more relaxed. You can tell he had some pressure, but he responded the way he would in college. He wasn't thinking too much back there, which was a problem when he came back from the injury. He had probably a lot of new things to think about. After watching for a little bit and kind of got caught up in the process, he didn't seem like he got caught up in the process, becoming more natural. So, he's on the right track. Looks good. Yeah. Very pleased.
Yeah, he did, man. He did. He was out there running around and taking care of business. You know what I'm saying? Look, and again, there's a lot of Jets fans that want to dump on him. He only had 102 yards throwing the ball, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I'm telling you, I don't care. I don't care. 14 to 22, 102. He threw for a touchdown. He did what it took, like we said as well. There's a lot of guys out making plays when it matters. That's all I care about, all right? Especially at this point in the season.
Right.
I need to see him continue to string along these type of games more consistently where he's playing solid for the full quarters, but had no turnovers and handled business. Now, another guy that also
Thank you.
another guy that also made plays, my guy Michael Carter, man. What are your thoughts about his impact offensively for the New York Jets? Carter is just finding ways to constantly make plays with the ball in his hand, man.
He was a natural. I mean, that pick was a natural pick. Anyone who watched him in college, he had he platooned with another player in North Carolina. Both those guys got selected in situations, and so they had a little bit of not a lot of wear and tear on him from college. And he knows how to play the game. You watch him, he understands where he needs to go. He's aggressive. He fights through the contact, which is what you want. So that guy was a gem. A lot of people didn't have their eye on him. I can't say that I had my eye on him, but after the draft, took a look at the guy. He was solid and he's shown improved. So they have to build around, like you mentioned. Right now, it's a matter of looking at this from perspective. The guys are still looking at this from week to week in terms of the team's performance overall. We have to focus on the young performers. The team obviously is in transition. You guys have been talking about the draft and free agency. Yep. There's going to be a lot of changes. So the guys are consistently going to be there. We have to focus on their performance, and we can't be upset with those two guys last week. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're completely right. Now, you talked about transition. You're talking about going forward. Now we're looking at it. Conor McGovern, it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the season. We know Mekhi Becton, we thought he would, or a lot of people thought he would be back, but he's going to miss the rest of the season. What are your thoughts about the look of the New York Jets offensive line going forward? And does this, in your mind, kind of change the way the New York Jets should handle their draft strategy?
I don't think it changes the strategy. I think the strategy all along was going to be for the next couple of years was, high offensive line, going back, with Becton. Then you had Vera Tucker, and I think they're going to continue. You have to build that line. There's 5 positions on there. You need depth. So to just sort of, figure, we got 2 guys, we're okay, especially one guy who has injuries, the way he plays the game all the way through college. When he's at Louisville, the guy shoves people around a lot. He's got a lot of unnatural offensive lineman, stress on his body from sure what he's coached. He's going to have injuries. I kind of figured that coming in. The guy plays the way he plays. He's got a lot of injuries. That's not going away. So the teams have to decide what we think about that. In terms of the offensive line, I hear talking about the center. I haven't done a deep dive yet in terms of the guys coming out, but I think clearly, Joe D was going offensive line. We have the 2 picks. Wouldn't surprise me if we go ahead and get your guy at the 2nd pick, depending on how the draft falls. I know a lot of guys don't want to hear about that, but at the end of the day, you build from the inside out, and I don't think it changes the urgency. I just think that maybe from the fan base, those folks who maybe hadn't think about it now are thinking about it a little bit more because obviously we have guys who are, there's injuries, there's COVID, there's all kinds of things going on, and we need to kind of to take a look at that. Now, I don't know if McGovern, regardless of his situation health-wise, was going to stay around with this contract and how long he'd been around, especially with the guys coming out. So, I think it's just naturally there was going to be a lot of changes made, and if we could pick up a guy in the first 2 rounds, maybe some more depth guys later on in the draft, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and again, and we'll continue to talk about this. We'll have shows coming up, but I think when a lot of people look at Joe Douglas, and you brought it up as well, he's a guy that's making sure that the foundation is set and, that we win in the trenches. And people also got to, remember that this guy, Zack Wilson, Joe Douglas selected him. So he's going to try to do everything within his power to make sure that Zack Wilson is successful. It's not going to be like Mike McCagnon with Sam Darnold here, okay? He's going to make sure that we know if Zack Wilson is good or not, okay? He's going to, the same way the Browns did all that stuff for Baker Mayfield when he first got there, where they just surrounded him with a ton of talent and a bunch of stuff on the offensive line to figure out, all these guys here, all right, they're playmakers. If you cannot hit them, we know you suck. We know you suck, bro.
We figured that out, didn't we?
Yeah, we figured that out now, didn't we? You know what I'm saying? Don't call in, Browns fans, if you feel like it. I respect y'all, but come on. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to do everything to make sure, listen, if you suck, Zach, then we're going to know that it's you, not that it's me, not that it's anybody else. And I think a lot of that is going to be making sure that he's protected. Because, again, we thought he tore his ACL. That's what we all thought at first. We thought his ACL was gone and he was going to be done for the season. I do not think that Joe Douglas is going to, willingly sit back and have that, possibly be an issue this year. He's going to do what it takes to ensure that this line gets sewn up and gets solid talent. And again, we're in a position where we could get a guy that supposedly is a generational center. I don't know if he passes on that. Now, like you said as well, the future for Conor Mcgovern, we'll see what happens. He's also a guy that can play guard. That was one of the things that a lot of people talked about before we brought him in there. So maybe they move him to guard, maybe they move on from him. Who knows what the future holds for him. But I think people need to start taking a look at possibly taking a center. I've been talking about Lindenbaum for quite a while,
Yeah.
And again, we'll talk about that when the draft comes up. There's a lot of discussion needs to have around that, but that's definitely a look that we need to have. And we also got that 6th pick. Go ahead.
Most people, so most people, like I said, they don't look at the line. Most people just see a bunch of guys falling into each other and they just don't know what's going on. So the average, I appreciate, the expectation that, we need skill positions, but, these guys have to get open. They have to have time to throw the ball. And we see Zach running for his life. Like you mentioned earlier in the season, it was a mess.
Yeah.
So how can anyone look at that and just like, oh, yeah, if we had a better receiver, he's running for his life. The receiver can't get open, It's just basic expectations that fans have to have is that, at the end of the day, Joe D is making his money doing this. He's professional. He's been groomed by some of the best GMs. Yeah. Let the man do his job. Don't second guess everything. He's just getting started. This is a fresh slate. We have some dynamite talent who've come in there. Some guys are showing up little by little through the across the draft. Next couple of years, when we see some of the guys you picked this year and last year start to blossom a little bit more, we'll really see what we have. There's a lot of guys this year who came out of playing a lot. Mm-hmm. So we get to really see what those guys contribute. So to your point, everyone get ready. We need an offensive lineup. We need to give Zach, you can't throw Zach under the bus for not getting over 100 yards when, the guy the whole season's going to run around trying to just keep his head on his shoulders. So yeah, I think we should definitely be prepared to get that offensive line beefed up, and hopefully with the other pick, I'm not really sure. What do you think about the one pick goes to your center? What do you think for the other pick?
I'll tell you what. This is early, okay? Again, the draft's coming up. We'll talk about a lot of players. But I'm telling you right now, Bill, I want to trade down. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about trading down for years, and no one ever wants to listen to me. No one ever wants to listen to me until we go into the season, and they're like, man, I wish we had more capital. If we end up with this, again, it could get higher because of Seattle, but right now we're at 6. If we keep the 6th pick and we end up trading down and just getting a boatload of whatever pick, some good mid-rounders, that does nothing but help us fill other holes as well, because there's other question marks on this football team too. Pass rusher. Some people would like to see another corner on this team. Some people are looking at, safety again in mid-rounds, I think could be a big option for us. Some people want another wide receiver. All those things can be found. Again, I think a lot of people just get kind of caught up with first round picks. Elijah Moore was a 2nd-round pick, and he has a huge big impact on this football team offensively. Carter was picked in the mid rounds as well. I think it was the 4th round. I think we got Michael Carter in. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. So I think that I think if we look at that, we could end up filling this roster up and getting better faster than we would if we just sit, with the regular capital that we have. The more picks you have, the more opportunities you have to close doors on issues that is going on your football team. So I think trading down with the 6th-round pick, getting somewhere maybe in the mid-teens or something like that, and being able to get a solid pass rusher there benefits the team, because then you have Carl Lawson coming back and you have a young body. You also have more picks in the mid-round to continue to address pass rusher, corner, all that stuff. And then you could, honestly, I'd like to see us at least get maybe two pass rushers in this upcoming draft, plus, some offensive line help, you come back, you got basically 3 pass rushers on your team. Bro, somebody's got to get to the quarterback here. Somebody, bro.
Rudy is going to put the ski mask back on. He's had the ski mask on with these trades he's made in the past.
I'm telling you.
He's going to put the ski mask back on.
Bro.
I agree, man. He knows how to hit the GMs who are infatuated with players.
Yep.
I agree. I think if we can get whomever he feels he wants to get with that first pick, or whichever pick, then the second one's getting traded for sure.
Yeah.
And people say that there's not a top quarterback, but there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of top position players where people have need. There's a lot of
Yep.
We have a lot more to go. So yeah, I would love to see that. So I approve that message.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And again, with all that's going on in the world, there's going to be a lot of scouts that haven't done their homework on certain players, and you can take advantage of that as well. You know what I'm saying? So now I want to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming game that we have. Give me your thoughts about this upcoming game against the Bucs. Do you think we'll be able to get pressure on Tom Brady?
It's going to be tough because they need to win this to get home field and to get a bye. So that's one thing I was checking out when you were talking. It's like, well, what's going on? This Packers are 12-3, and I think everybody else is 11-4. So they kind of can't sit down and rest players. One thing that's positive, it's not positive, it's terrible, but Bruce, the head coach, tested positive for COVID, so he may not be there. Hope he's well. Hope he's symptomatic. But, for the game purposes, if he's not there on the sideline, they might throw a little wrench in their plans to get prepared for this game. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll follow that throughout the week. Like I said, I hope he's well. But if he doesn't play, that could have an impact on if he doesn't play. If he can't be there on the sidelines, that might have an impact. But in terms of getting pressure, I think our guys, it's tough to get. They can get some kind of pressure. They just got to get home. You see guys can get through, but they get penetration on the offensive line, but they're not getting to the quarterback as much as I'd like to see. I don't know really what's going on. I have to start looking at the defensive coordinator, see what's going on there. But it's going to be tough. You have Tom Brady who's going to take advantage of the defense anyway because we have that bend but don't break. We have guys in the flat with the flats wide open. He's got the tight ends to his advantage. They have and they showed last week, even when they had guys who were out, then Antonio Brown steps up and it's just a lot to deal with, a handful to deal with the Jets. So it's going to be tough. Brady knows the Jets very well, obviously. But it's a whole new regime. He hasn't dealt with these guys before. He's not dealt with Salah before or he's dealt with these guys. So we'll see what happens. But I'm definitely concerned about getting pressure. Definitely concerned about Brady taking advantage of the quick outs in the flat to leave open when we have our guys, keep everything underneath. You can take us apart all day long on that unless, we get some turnovers. Get turnovers.
Yeah. So give me your final score prediction, my friend, before I let you go.
Yeah. Do I have to?
Come on, Bill. No one escapes. No one escapes the fire.
Everybody's just doing the safe. I'm going to go and say I'm going to say Aaron's not going to be in the game. I'm going to say that they're looking ahead to the last game of the season. We kind of catch them sleeping. Say the Jets go ahead and we get the win. And the cold weather has a factor because it's at home.
Okay.
So we got all these dudes coming up from the south, coming up north. So all these factors coming. I say we squeak out a win. It's going to be 17-9. That's it.
17-9 Jets. Talk about it, Bill.
I'm going to just go to Vegas and get it all.
Listen, Bill. Bill, drop the mic. He's running. All right, listen, salutes to you, Bill. I want to thank you for calling in. You have a good night, man. Wow.
All right, bro. Later.
All right. Listen, Bill said 17-9 Jets. You heard it. 515-602-9639. We're going to keep getting to the lines, but before we get there, salutes to my guy, NY Jets FL in the chat. One of the savages. All the savages in the chat. For those of you that are listening on Blog Talk, I call my chat the savages. Why? They're savage. Nobody is safe, okay? Not even me, all right? NY Jets FL says, what if we took Linderbaum and Neal, similar to Brick and Mangold? I would do it. That's an interesting take right there. That is an interesting take. The thing is, though, is that you got Mekhi Becton at left tackle, who's going to return. So you'd have Mekhi at left, Linderbaum at center, and I guess you'd have Neal at right tackle. That's something you could look at. I don't know if if he could be a right tackle in this league again. Draft's coming up, we'll talk. But if they look to see if he could play right tackle, if he could fit in there and be solid. I know that kid is out of Alabama, and that he's a pretty solid lineman. So we'll see. But that's an interesting take there. Interesting take. Salutes to NY Jets FL. There's a lot of people that are coming around talking about this offensive line and the help that it needs. We'll continue to talk about it. Again, draft's coming up. We'll talk about it. So again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I'm taking on callers. Please give the stream a thumbs up wherever you're calling me from. Next, I'm going to my guy, Steve. We'll get to Venom G's and Max in a second. Steve, I'm coming directly to you, my friend. Steve, salutes. I want to thank you for calling in, man. Listen, Jets beat the Jags 21-26. What are your thoughts about people that are all over Zack Wilson for only passing for 102 yards, man? What are your thoughts about people ragging on him because he only threw for 102 yards?
Hey, Joe. Well, first of all, thank you again for having me on your show. How was your Christmas, first off? Did you have a nice Christmas?
I did, man. Spent a lot of good time with my family. How about yours, man? How was your Christmas?
Man, my Christmas was good. It topped it off with a nice Jets win on Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yo, let me tell you something. For people to criticize Zack Wilson all because he threw for 102 yards, those fans are ridiculous, okay? You know, he came out and he played phenomenal on Sunday. I mean phenomenal. And absolutely outplayed. Listen, yeah, Trevor Lawrence threw for more yards on Sunday than Zack Wilson did, but Wilson was the better quarterback in that game. Yeah. I mean, Wilson, man, 52-yard run to the end zone, went whoop, and then he did another whoop, right, defending, just dodging those Jacksonville defenders, went right into the end zone for a touchdown. And Joe, here was even the best part. I was there to see it in person.
Talk about it. What was the stadium atmosphere like there, Steve?
Let me tell you, a lot of Jet fans came out to that game. A lot of Jet fans, believe it or not, came out to that game for that matchup of Zack Wilson versus Trevor Lawrence. And I was shocked that a lot of fans should have. I mean, listen, there were some Jacksonville fans that came to the game, you know, but let me tell you something. Jacksonville fans were even telling me at tailgate, they said, hey, Jets, go ahead. We'll take the win. We'll stick with the number one pick. Our team is garbage. We wish that we had the kind of team that you guys had.
Hey, man.
I mean,
listen.
Listen. And, Joe, let me tell you something, Joe. I went completely nuts when Wilson made that score. But let me tell you something. A lot of people were even saying to me around the Jet fans were like, all right, we're going to win this game, Steve. We're going to win the game. I'm like, listen, we haven't won anything yet. We haven't won just yet. We haven't won just yet. I told them. And then let me tell you that I knew, Joe, it was going to come down to that last play. And everybody was all like, okay, this is either going to be either typical Jets or typical Jaguars. And that 4th and goal play, oh, my God, let me tell you something. I thought at first after when I think it was Pignac or Guidry that made that last play. Let me tell you something, Joe. I really, really thought at first that we were going to lose. But then when the penalty was called for illegal shift on Jacksonville, I was like, man, they pulled away. But let me tell you something. My boy, Michael Carter, the running back, let me tell you, our future running back, we finally have a future running back. No Le'Veon Bell, no old Frank Gore, Michael Carter, baby.
Yeah.
Man, I think he had 100 and something yards on the ground. Oh, it was awesome, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sure it was, man. What was it like when Braxton Barrios ran back that kickoff, bro? I know the stadium had to be going crazy. I could hear it.
I was with a bunch of these Jet fans that were like college students, and they were throwing their drinks up in the air, and I was like, oh my God. I thought I was going to get hit with one of the drinks. And then security had to come and calm us down. Security in MetLife had to come calm us down. It was so much fun. But anyway, Joe, I actually have a very, very special guest here tonight that would actually like to join our show. He's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show before a couple of times I've had him on. I'd like to introduce you to my friend who's a longtime Jets fan too, my friend Alex Blum. Alex, I'd like you to meet Long Beach Joe.
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
What's going on, Alex? Happy holidays to you and your family. How are you feeling, my friend?
I'm doing well. Happy holidays to you. How you doing?
I'm all right. So how are you feeling about this Jets win, man?
I'm doing well. I feel good about it. Listen, it did come down to the wire. It wasn't an exciting game, so I did watch it on TV. As a matter of fact, my friend here got to go to a better Jet game than I did. I actually had to go to the bad Saints game a couple weeks earlier.
Oh, man. That was a rough one. But listen, we got ourselves a W. You know what I'm saying? So that's all that matters. We got ourselves that W, and we handle business. Now, listen, Steve, Alex, I know you guys are hyped up about this, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this upcoming Tampa Bay game because there's a lot of excitement around this game too. Do you folks think that we'll be able to get pressure on Tom Brady? That's the big question. Do you think we'll be able to get pressure on Tom Brady?
Honestly, Joe, the last game against Jacksonville, we weren't getting any pressure on Trevor Lawrence. Mm-hmm. And let me just tell you something: if we don't get any pressure on Tom Brady, we're gonna lose. Mm-hmm. And Joe, listen, as much as it was great to win last Sunday, Joe, I think this Sunday we're gonna die when we play Tampa Bay. We're gonna die, I think. Even though we're at home, I think we're gonna die.
Well, listen,
go ahead.
Listen, unfortunately, I do kind of agree with my friend Steve here, but listen, I do have kind of a bad feeling about this. I do have a bad feeling about this, but I will admit, Joe, the only thing I do like about the Buccaneers, I've always liked their logo with the Pirates flag. So that's the only thing I'll give the Buccaneers a little for.
All right. Well, give me your final score predictions. All right. How do you think the score ends up? What do you think happens in the game?
All right, Joe. Well, my final score prediction of the game is I'm going to go 34-17 Buccaneers.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can make a prediction. I'm not really good at that stuff.
Come on, man. Everybody feels the fire here, Alex. Come on, bro.
Come on, Alex.
Come on.
Okay, I'll give it my best. I'm going to go 34-21 Tampa. That's my best guess.
All right. You know what? Both of you are getting it then.
Hold
on. I'm giving you another one. This is for Alex. Both of you get it.
Before you go in, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go.
Joe, Alex wants to ask you a question.
Go ahead, man.
So it's actually two questions, actually. I know it's looking a little bit down the line here, but there's one guy in the NFL draft that I think some Jet fans should keep an eye on. Since college football is almost coming to an end, what do you think of the guy from Michigan, which is my favorite college school, Aiden Hutchinson?
Oh, the pass rusher, Hutchinson. Dude, I know a lot of people love him. He's phenomenal. He's a guy that gets after it. If I'm correct, that is I think he's a DN, right? A DN or a linebacker or whatever. He's a pass rusher that can get after it. There's a lot of people talking about him right now. I know he had a big game earlier this year. I think he's good. I am a big Kayvon Thibodeau guy. All right. I'm just letting that be known. I think that he is unbelievable, but we'll see where he goes. I think he's definitely going to be in that top 2, probably 3. I don't think he's there at 4. I don't think him or Hutchinson are going to be there, to be completely honest.
Okay. And then since the playoff is having this week, do you mind if I ask you if you could give a quick little prediction on what the final score of the semifinals is going to be, since I am a Michigan fan?
I don't really have wait, say it again. You kind of broke up. You said the scores for the upcoming game, you mean?
I'm sorry. I was going to ask you, do you have any idea who's going to win the semifinals on Wednesday in the college football playoff?
Oh, man.
I am a fan as well. I was kind of curious to know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I don't really have a score prediction for any of those. I'm looking to see what's going to be happening myself. But listen, man, there's going to be a lot of fighting out there. A lot of teams that are going to be playing hard. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams is going to be putting it on the line, so we'll see what happens. But let me tell you something. This Jets football team is going to get better. I know a lot of people are going to be watching that as well to see a lot of players that pop and shine from that because, again, the draft is coming up and the New York Jets have got to put things together. So salutes to both of you folks. I want to thank y'all both for calling in. Steve and Alex calling in with the fire. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. I respect it. We'll keep getting to these lines. Again, I want to thank Steve and Alex for calling in. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We're taking all callers. Next, I'm going to my guy, Venom G's, man. Venom G's, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Listen, for those of you that do not know, all right, Venom is a savage, all right? He's a savage. Venom is a savage, man. Venom is a straight savage. Salutes to you, Venom. Happy holidays to you and your family. Venom, can you please talk to me about?
Thank you, Joe.
Listen, can you please talk to me about people that are bagging and ragging on Zack Wilson for running for 91 yards and only throwing for 102 yards? What do you say to those people that are upset about Zack Wilson making plays with his feet, man?
Man, those are people that are just never happy, man. He ran for 52. Then if he throws for 300 and we get a loss, what we going to say then? He threw the ball too much.
Yeah.
Take the W out, take the stats. Man, it's just good to see him progressing and looking better each week now. So that's the only thing I want to see is just him competing and getting better within this offense. I don't see him throwing them lasers underneath anymore. So that's good. So I don't care about what all the other people say. He's looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, he is. I think he's definitely out there doing his thing now. One of the guys that's really putting on, man, Michael Carter. Give me your thoughts about his ability and his playmaking ability, and what are you seeing out of him this year when he gets the ball in his hands? How explosive and impactful he is.
Yeah, I think he's progressing really well as a rookie, just being a rookie and you know, he's up there with some of the top. If it's just the O-line. If we fix the O-line, but Michael Carter, he's going to be doing his thing, man. So I can't wait to see when they put the pieces together how he really looks, because I think he's going to be just like what the San Francisco 49ers have going there, where he can break it and take it to the house for long runs. But he's looking good. He's looking good, though. Yeah,
he is, man. Let me tell you something. Go ahead.
You know, Joe, one person that impressed me a lot, and I think that should stay where they are right now. Get rid of Ashton Davis, man. Pennock did his damn thing back there, man.
Yeah.
He tackle, blow people up. Oh man, Pennock, he got to stay back there, man, because he does a better job than Ashton Davis, man. And I'm really impressed with that young kid. And he's not even a safety, and he filled in the spot and did a great job, man. Yeah. So I was really impressed with him. I'm seeing a lot of these young guys who's stepping up really big.
Yeah, they are. You know, he's a guy that was put out there and he's making play. And again, there was so much shifting, and that's where I wanted to go with you next is, what are your thoughts about the New York Jets coaching staff being able to step up and put a team out there that can produce like that? So many young players without Coach Sulla being out there, because, you know, we know what he's dealing with. What are your thoughts about that, man? How well our coaching staff was able to adjust in the face of adversity?
Yeah, and I think it's just them staying the course, man. Sulla, they probably spoke the whole week, and he said, hey, let's just, you know, stay the course and do what we got to do. Only thing I like that they did this week is go for it on the 4th and 1. Yeah. They made some, they didn't make some others, but they were being aggressive, and I like that about them, that they didn't just fold and kick it every time. So I like that part of the team as well. So they were doing a lot of tricks and just being very aggressive this go around.
Yeah. So when you look at this situation, like you said as well, there was a lot of aggression, a lot of guys flying around. One of the guys we saw make another big play, Braxton Barrios, 103-yard kick return. He's one of the better kick returners in the league right now. Did get snubbed on the Pro Bowl. When you look at it right now, you know, is Braxton Barrios a guy that the New York Jets should be looking to re-sign when the season's over?
Of course. He's definitely he's been. And we saw this from the Adam Gase era. They put him in so many different positions and spots, and he's been excelling in every position. So I think if they say, hey, you know, put it on tape, go out there, bust your butt, and you'll get a spot, and he's been doing that. You can't deny it. One person I know that is the last days is Denzel Mims, because they gave him a lot of opportunities that he dropped every possession that was thrown at him. So I think this guy got to get it. He's going packing, and Barrios is probably going to take that spot.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see, man, because this guy, I'm telling you, he's making plays, particularly on special teams. We haven't had a guy really do some of the things that he's doing for us on special teams since Andre Roberts. You know, that was quite a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That's quite a long time ago. So
what was it? It was, I think the one before that was I think it was Brad Smith or something like that. Or
yeah, Brad Smith. You going back?
But
you going way back? Yep.
So we. Yeah, man. I'm a Jets fan.
You going way back? Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Another thing I like about Barrios is that old third. I think it was 3rd and 7 where he caught that first down and got smacked, and he still held on to the ball. That's a real football play right there. We're gonna need guys that's willing to go over the middle and get hit and still come down with the possession. And I think they could use him sort of like Edelman and Wes Welker was being used in the New England offense. So I hope they'll use him like that. But he seems like that type of guy.
Yeah, you're right, man. Now, when you look at this situation, because we're talking just a little bit about the draft and what's going on, Conor McGovern missing the rest of the season with an injury. He's going to be sitting down. Becton not coming back from the injury that he suffered earlier in this season. When you look at these two guys, now kind of being removed from the offensive line due to injuries, what is your outlook on the New York Jets offensive line going forward? And do you think these two guys going down and looking at the Jets line, do you think this alters the New York Jets draft strategy coming up for the upcoming draft?
Nope, it doesn't. You get McGovern out of here. Send him packing with Van Rotten. Send him and Van Rotten on the love boat out of here. Send them two out, and the line held up pretty good. So I think you send them two out of there and you go for an O-line. Joe, I know we always talk about how we're going to attack the draft, and I'm with you 100% most of the time. But I think they're going to have to go O-line and, and a pass rusher. They're going to have to do that first with the 2 picks if they don't push it back. I wouldn't mind trading back and going to a mid-round, but I wouldn't go any further than 20. But, if somebody came up and said, hey, we want to trade you in and go to 15, 16, I wouldn't mind that. And then we get a couple 3rd-round picks, a 2nd-round pick, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
But if they keep both, go on both sides of the ball. And just knowing Joe Douglas, he's going to make sure he did what he's doing for us, what he did for Philly. And look at that Philadelphia O-line. It's one of the best in the league right now. So I don't think he's trying. If we give him the full contract, the full 6 years, he's going to make sure every position on that front line is taken care of, and Zach will have time to do what he needs to do. Everybody told him wide receiver positions of need, we could get that in the 2nd round, 3rd round, just like we did in the last 2 drafts. So we could do that then. I think the first 2 parts of this combination needs to be O-line first, pass rusher second. Like you said, another pass rusher won't hurt. And then filling up these they're going to have to get backups for some middle linebackers and safeties and all that other stuff. But I think they're doing pretty good right now. It's looking good. I think this team is going to be like San Francisco when they transition over as well. So I think they're going to come back in. I'd rather it be like this, where we have a 4 and 18 season, something like that, and then we just get better in the next years instead of us having a 9-year, and then we go down to 4 and 5, and then we fire the coach. So I like seeing it that he has under a bad season this year, and then he gets better in the next 2 years. I think it's going to be a good team in the season to come, though.
Yeah. Listen, I'm right. I'm like right there with you. I think that us taking a offensive lineman early is important, and us going, pass rusher next is equally as important as well. I've talked about this in nauseum. The reason why our, offensive line is so bad the reason why our defense is so bad, we don't get enough pass rush. We just don't. We don't get any pass rush. Yeah. And so when you got 40 years to throw the ball, of course, defenses are going to take advantage of that. So yes, pass rusher is something that we absolutely need to target as well. But like you said as well, I think trading down and still being able to get a guy that can rush the passer to add to Carl Lawson when he comes back, I think it's huge, man. I think it's huge. Yep. So,
I think You saw it in San Francisco where they had the bookends where you could have that pressure on both sides coming at the quarterback, and I think we also need another big body defensive line. It has to be a big guy that push that that middle back into the quarterback. So you're going to have to get a bigger body in the middle as well too. So for their system to work how they want it to work. So I think I agree with you totally on the thought process on it.
And again, you know, this is early. We'll continue to talk about the draft as the draft comes. We're going to definitely have a lot of draft coverage, but like I said as well, I think we need multiple pass rushers in this upcoming draft. We need to make sure that we get multiple guys that can get after the quarterback. If you look at these teams that are succeeding in this league, they have at least 2 to 3 guys that they can just send at you without blitzing that will get pressure, you know, consistently. And you have to account for them. Even when the Chiefs defense, right? Remember when everybody was like, well, the Chiefs are lopsided. The offense is amazing, but the defense is so-so. Well, they had pass rushers at that time. That year that they won the Super Bowl, they had guys that can get after it. The rest of the defense may have been a little shaky, but they had guys that could get after you constantly, and they did not have to blitz. They were just sending guys after you that were just coming regularly off the rush. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get that. We have to get that. Absolutely. So
look at we need it to be sort of like Tampa Bay where they have JPP, Shaq Barrett, and then they have the big guys in the center where they have Mohamed Sanu, and then they have I forget the other big guy, the Samoan big guy in the middle as well, where they push the pocket so much and have everybody outside playing freely. Devin White is now becoming a beast out there. So it's easier.
I think you're talking about Vita Vea.
You can't.
You're talking about Vita Vea up the middle, Oh, that guy's unbelievable.
He's
Jeez Louise.
He takes on three people on his own. So he's up everybody just to come around the edges, and they're at the quarterback so much. So we have to do something like Tampa did with that, where you have JPP that's an amazing tackler, pass rusher, and Shaq Barrett that's amazing as well, where you got that 22 sack year. I think it was 2 years ago, but he still has that impact.
I mean, guys, listen.
So I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do, and I'm falling in line with right behind you.
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Get on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Get on the boat. I'm telling people, get on the boat. You know what I'm saying? I understand a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people don't like offensive. They don't think they're very sexy. But let me tell you something. If you want these down the field plays, if you want an offense that's constantly, striking down the field and throwing long bombs, guess what? You have to give your quarterback time to do that. Okay. Zack Wilson running for his life earlier in the season. That's not something that you want. We saw, the outcome of that, a jacked up PCL, a knee that he says still feels shaky, isn't as stable as it should be. You do not want that for your young quarterback. You want to protect him. And not just that as well. What about our running game? You know what I'm saying? If Michael Carter had bigger holes, boy, oh boy, this guy, I'm telling you, the way he looks, bro, he'd be one of the, that yardage would be up there. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to overshoot, but I'm just telling you, that's all I'm going to say. His yardage would be up there, and a lot of people would be talking about him.
Fan base want wide receivers, but if you can't protect him to get that ball to him, you're gonna be. We just lost the round, a draft pick for somebody that can't get the wide receiver the ball because the offensive line is stable. So we'll be right back where we are right now, having the same conversation, and we'll be frustrated about wasting a draft pick.
Yep.
So just shore up the line right now, and at some time. Offense is going. There was one season, I think, when Philadelphia went for the Super Bowl where they had D. Jackson, they had Jeffrey. I think
Alshon Jeffrey.
I forgot this guy's name, but they Alshon Jeffrey, and they had a decent squad. So the wide receivers came together. Everything started to come together. And I know people want a tight end, but this line is so bad, and I just started watching tape, and I was like, yo, this offensive line is so bad. They keep their tight ends in 2 blocks to compensate for the offensive line being so bad, so they can't get out and run routes. They can't do anything, so that's why our tight end production is so low. And it's like you always see Griffin inside blocking. You always see Wesco inside blocking. You always see these guys inside blocking. You don't see them running routes. You don't see them doing nothing like that. And we're so bad that now we put in a offensive lineman to run across and get a touchdown this week. This is how bad it is. The line is so bad. So this is what we're dealing with. So if you get a tight end, it's not going to serve Zach if this line is remaining the same way, it's not serving Zach any purpose. Yep. Because my man Herndon couldn't even shine in this offense, man.
Yo, hold on. I like that you held yourself accountable there, Venom. I was going to let it pass because you had such great takes. First off, we never gave Venom G's his accountability for him loving Chris Herndon the way that he did. Venom G's came on this program, for those of you that may not remember, because I remember, he came on this program prior to the season starting saying that Chris Herndon was going to turn things around. Chris Herndon was going to be the offensive weapon that the New York Jets. He was going to have a breakout season. Listen, boo this man. Boo this man. Boo. Damn it, hit him with another one, man. Venom G's, that take was a car crash, man. Damn it, Venom G's. Damn it. Come on. Venom, that was a horrible take.
Better than that, man.
Oh, man, that was
my face in the wrong man.
Venom, that was a terrible take, man. That was a terrible take, man. It was awful, Venom.
You're smoking crack.
Oh, you gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. He said that Chris Herndon was gonna be our offensive weapon. He was gonna turn into it. I tried to stop him, but he just didn't want to stop. Venom, what more do you want from me, man?
What more do you want from me?
I just tried to stop him. He didn't want to stop.
Oh, man.
Goodness gracious. We've got to hold Venom accountable.
I just hope we go for David and Njoku this year or something like that, man. I hope we go on one of those tight ends, man.
Yeah, I hope we do, Venom.
Jesus.
You were the guy that was praising Chris Herndon. Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Yeah, I was, man. That was my dude. I wanted to see better. I wanted to, but they got him out of here.
That was terrible.
And he's trash everywhere.
Oh,
he's trash at the Vikings too.
He's awful.
I'm
man.
like,
Before
I know.
Before I let you go, man,
talk about the Tampa Bay game.
Yeah, give me your final score prediction, Venom. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up now?
Wow. I think, man, you had a call on that said it was going to. You got to put what was he smoking on? He said 9-17. Crazy.
He got faith.
You go. This defense going to hold Tom Brady to 9.
Come on.
The practice squad defense going to hold Tom to 9. Smoking. What we smoking? Yo, man. Yo. I'm gonna be realistic, man. Okay. They gonna smoke us, man.
Okay.
They Hall better get on his. He would have put in the highest cleats he had because Antonio Hall. Antonio Brown is going deep.
Oh,
he's going deep all day, every day.
All right.
Every AB is always burned. That's what he's gonna do. Always burning somebody. On defense. That's what he's gonna do. That's his initials. Always burning. He's gonna be burning anybody we put on him.
So give me your final score prediction.
You know, and then 39 to this defense gonna get after Zach. So
yeah.
39-9.
39-9 Tampa?
3 field goals.
39-9 Tampa? Oh,
yeah,
Tampa.
Yeah, we not even getting in the end zone. We not getting in the end zone.
All right.
This defense is legit. This is big boy football this week.
Well, listen, Venom, first off, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in. Let's give Venom a hand for his takes before the Chris Herndon nonsense. The takes were good. I'll give him a hand for that. Audience first. I'll give him a hand for that. I'll give him a hand for those takes. But those Chris Herndon takes are
I
awful.
just want to say, have a happy holidays, to everybody, and just be safe out there. The road is going crazy, so everybody be safe.
Yes.
Stay positive and just stay safe out there, everybody.
Absolutely. And again,
and Joe, have a happy New Year if we don't speak.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year's to you, and happy holidays to you and your family as well. All right, Venom, you have a good one.
All right, you too.
Listen, Venom, we got nothing but love and respect over here for Venom. But that Chris Herndon take was awful. It was awful. Sorry. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. We are taking all callers, all right? Now, quickly, we're going to continue to get to these lines. I need some quick takes from these people. Mickey, we're coming directly to you. Maxwell, we'll come to you in a second. Mickey, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Mickey, give me your thoughts about Zack Wilson running for 91 yards in the TD. How are you feeling about what he was able to do with his feet, man?
It wasn't really about what Zack Wilson could do with his feet or whatever. It was really about me in that moment because I was holding my PS2 controller and I had the Game Shark on it. And for whatever reason, I was like, you know what, let me just try to, goof around, put some old codes in. And, right after I did that, about 15 minutes later, he runs for this amazing, 85, 95, 105-yard run for a touchdown. So I'm not saying that I am directly responsible for it, but I'm also not saying that I'm not responsible for it. So, you can take that whatever way you want to take it.
Take it as I will, huh? I respect that. Now, when you look forward to this Tampa Bay game, because that's what we got on the horizon, a lot of people are looking at it and saying, hey, we need to get pressure on Tom Brady. We need to get after him. Do you think that you'll be able to put that Game Shark on top of that PS again and get us some pressure on Tom Brady? Is that what's going to happen, my friend?
Absolutely. I have 100% confidence that the New York Jets are going to defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay. Now, listen.
I'm not kidding. I'm being serious.
Okay, let's get to it. Listen, Mickey. Now, again, we're here with quick takes because the show is closing. Give me your final score prediction, man. How do you think this ends up? What do you think the score is going to be?
21-14 Jets.
21-14 Jets?
Any given Sunday.
Okay.
And sometimes, it's not. It's football. It's not supposed to make sense. One of the most famous football quotes ever is 90% of the game is half mental. That doesn't make any sense. But for whatever reason, it keeps making the rounds. And it's still very popular. Why not? Sometimes you're out with your friends. You've had too many drinks. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have one more drink because why not? And you wind up just getting obliterated. It's the same mindset with this one. Why not the Jets beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Why not?
All right, listen.
Who better than us?
Mickey's taking the Jets. Mickey, happy holidays to you and your family, my friend. You have a good one, all right?
You as well. Stay safe, man.
All right, same to you. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is number. We are coming to the close of the show, so we're getting these quick takes. Maxwell, we're coming directly to you. Max, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in. Max, what are your thoughts about Zack Wilson, what he was able to do against the Jags, man? Big rushing on the ground, 102 yards throwing. How'd you feel about it?
I think Zack Wilson played really good last week. His runs are very good. His touchdown run reminded me of Lamar Jackson, usually in the end zone. And I don't know why Jets fans are complaining about his performance. Earlier in the season, yes, I understand why the Jets are complaining. I thought Zack Wilson wasn't that good until he came back from his injuries. In the beginning of the season, he only had 4 touchdown passes. Mike White was a lot better than him, but since his injury came back, even though the first game I was concerned, said, oh, Zack Wilson, he's been improving every week. He hasn't thrown a pick in 2 weeks. And since Zack Wilson came back from his injury, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Yeah. He's been very good. I do not know. And just think, draft another quarterback. If Zack Wilson keeps improving, no. But if just as Zack Wilson regresses, I might think that the Jets will draft a quarterback. I do not want that because I think Zack Wilson will be very talented in this league.
Yeah. You're talking some stuff right now, Max. You're really bringing the takes. Now, when you look at this situation and you look at Tampa Bay, the upcoming game, How concerned are you about us getting pressure on Tom Brady? Is that something you think that we'll be able to do?
I don't think that you can bring pressure on Tom Brady. I'm very concerned. Tom Brady is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. You can't really put pressure on Brady. Our edge rushers are not really that good. I mean, our defense is 32nd ranked in football. I do not think we're going to stop Tom Brady. And he's literally one of the best quarterbacks this year in football. He's going to throw like 4 touchdowns, Tom Brady.
Yeah. So now, again, we're going quickly here. Give me your final score prediction. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think this game ends up?
Buccaneers 40, Jets 20. Ooh. I do not. It's going to be a huge blowout. Tampa Bay is the best team in football, and the Jets are.
Ooh, go ahead, man. Wow. All right, 40-20. He's taking Tampa Bay. All right, thank you again for Maxwell for calling in. You have yourself a good one, my friend. Salutes to Maxwell, man. Salutes. Again, 515-602. Show's coming to a close. We're going to take our final caller. I believe this is Angelo. Angelo, salutes to you. I want to thank you for calling in, my friend. Angelo, give me your thoughts on this upcoming game against Tampa Bay, and how important do you think it is that the New York Jets get pressure on Tom Brady?
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the call, man. I just called in, so you saved the best for last, man.
Go ahead, quick takes.
Listen, I think that this is a nothing game, man. I think the Jets, we just got to play hard and show that we can build some momentum into next year. Mm-hmm. I don't see us doing much. I don't see us scoring much. Tampa Bay is the best team in football. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl again. Mm-hmm. So, and they still have something to play for. They're playing for the number 1 spot. So, like the last caller said, I don't even think we're going to put up 20 points, man. But I would like to see a sack, man. I would like to see Franklin Myers get in there or someone. I really don't know what happened to our D line. I think you're going to see some D linemen in our draft class next year, and another edge rusher. So I really think Saleh wants to build this defense up, and I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened to it, but I feel like we need everything on the defense except our young corners. I have a feeling that we're not going to be pursuing cornerbacks next year. I know it's kind of hard to say with Derek Stingley out there and some free agents, but I kind of think we do need a safety, and we need linebackers. We need defensive ends. We need defensive linemen. So our defense is not. Yeah, we're especially with. We're
going to be looking at.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, you're speaking the truth. We're going to be looking at a lot of things upcoming, and we'll continue to discuss that as that time comes. Now, Angelo, give me your final score prediction really quickly. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
You know what? I'll say 32-13. Tampa Bay.
32. All right. Well, Angelo's talking that time. Salutes to you, Angelo. I want to thank you for calling in. Happy holidays to you and your family, all right?
Happy holidays. Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year to you as well. You have a good one. Listen, Angelo calling in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to close out the show. I'm going to give my take as well. Again, we're short on time. I think it's going to be tough for us. We got a lot of guys that are still on that list. We'll see who comes back. That's one of the huge things as well. Tampa Bay, as of right now, Mike Evans is on the list. We'll see if he clears the game. They also got Bruce Arians, but Tampa Bay is such a good football team. Even with, Shaq Barrett dealing with an injury, we'll see if Pierre Paul actually ends up playing against us as well. He's dealing with the injury. It's tough, man. I'm going to take Tampa Bay 30-14. 30-14, I'm taking Tampa. I'll just hit myself. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? I'm taking Tampa Bay. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. Again, YoungJ000. All right. You go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. All right. So you troll me, I'll go right back and forth with you. I love going back and forth with people, and we'll be down there trolling folks. All right. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. We live stream the show on there. We play games together. We
90 seconds.
We have a lot of fun on there. So please go there. Long Beach Joe Jets, subscribe. And if you want to troll me, no problems. Comment on the videos and I'll troll you right back. And again, when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen and call into the show. You folks are the absolute best. And again, everyone, please get involved
60 seconds.
with the Mark V. Lee toy drive. Okay, Mark V. Lee toy drive plastered all over my social media. Go drop a toy off or some money off at a, Atlantic City Fire Department there in New Jersey, and they will do what it takes to get it to those children. All right. So I want to thank you folks for listening. You folks are the greatest. Peace. 1 second, folks. All right, I should be back. Salutes, everybody. Woo! That was a hot show, man. I want to thank everybody for calling in, man. Again, for those of you that may be new, please like the stream, subscribe to the stream as well. I run a 2-hour show, all right? 2 hours full of fire, full of heat, all right? We take calls. We go back and forth with people. So please subscribe to this YouTube page, ! Links, okay, in the chat, ! Links in the chat brings up my link tree. My link tree has links to all of the things, all of my YouTube pages, all of my social medias, all of my content. It has the links to the toy drive, all of the other charities I work with. Please get involved with the toy drive any way that you can, and please subscribe to all of my YouTube pages. Content will be coming. That'll be on there. We have a lot of fun on here as well. We do these shows on a weekly basis. I also do live reactions as well, play-by-play reactions for those of you that are new to the games. We sit down and we watch the games together, and we do a live radio show after the game. So that's always fun. I'll let you guys know when I can do that again. So that's always good stuff, man. It's always good stuff. This is the reason why I do this show, is to connect and have a lot of fun. As you all can tell, we go right down to the wire sometimes, baby. We have a lot of fun, you know what I'm saying? And we we really just have a good time. So again, please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already, and please hit that notification bell. And again, share the stream with your friends and your family. All right. We also play games on this channel as well. For those of you that do not know, my schedule clears up, and isn't it crazy? We'll be playing video games, Street Fighter, Madden, NBA 2K, all that stuff. We have a lot of fun, and we joke around and kick it and just talk that talk, and there's more content coming. So we got a lot of stuff coming that we're going to be doing on this channel. So we'll have a lot of fun, man. But again, these radio shows, we're all Jets fans. And even if you're not a Jet fan, because I have a lot of people that are not Jets fans that watch the content, call in. You know what I'm saying? I discuss. We had a Cowboys fan on, I think, like the last show I did. I've had Bears fans, Falcons fans, all types of stuff. Call in. Let's talk football. The only thing I do not allow on my show is cursing. Don't call into my show cursing a whole lot. I will get you out of here so fast it'll be insane. It'll be insane. All right. So salutes to everybody again for joining. Salutes to NY Jets FL. NY Jets FL says, Happy New Year, Joe, before you lose your feed. Yeah, that was, my lines, what I'm saying? Salutes to everybody. And again, Happy New Year's to you, NYJ FL, and happy holidays to you and your family. And listen, everybody that watched, happy holidays to you and your family as well, and happy New Year's to you folks too. Just enjoy those time with your families, and that's why I always say, make those memories, because time just continues to wind on. And again, rest in peace to John Madden, man. It was crazy to see that announcement, to hear that announcement that he had passed away. So, man, that's crazy. So again, my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family and his friends as well. You know what I'm saying? But man, life is crazy. It really, really is. So salutes to NY Jets FL. Also good to see you in here, my friend. Salutes to Budgeting D. Good to see you in here as well. Thank you for joining and, supporting as well. Salutes to Dr. Dangle. Salutes to you. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dangle says, I like to refer the Jets games now is the Sunday scares. Sunday scaries. Yeah, you know, it could be rough. It could be rough. Listen, for those of you that don't know, when you see me laughing during the show, if I'm not like talking to the caller and I look down, it's because I'm laughing at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that be saying things in the chat, but I got to pay attention to the conversation, all right? I got to, because I want to go back and forth. But sometimes y'all get me, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are hilarious. So please keep doing what you do. All the savages in the chat, I definitely come to y'all when I can. But let me tell you something. You folks are hilarious, all right? Y'all get down with the get down in there. Salutes to Manny C. Salutes to my guy Venom G's. Salutes to Mikey LaFleur. Salutes to you. Always good to see you in here. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, Mikey. Keep doing your thing out there, baby. I saw you. I saw you put together a solid offensive game plan against those Jags. Salutes to Edward Figueroa. Salutes to Eddie DeJesus. Salutes to Jets Gang, Imoni Ant, SG. Salutes to all my guy, Brian Seal. Again, Eddie DeJesus. Salutes to all of y'all, man. You folks are seriously, you folks are the great. Salutes to Jay Johnson as well, man. Jay Johnson says, Savages, what up? What's going on with you, man? Good to see you in here. So, salutes to y'all. I got to get up out of here because my schedule is crazy. Listen, folks, be careful, okay? Be safe out there and be careful, all right? There's a lot of crazy people. I don't know what's going on in this world, but a lot of people be crazy, all right? Be careful out there. Be safe, all right? Go spend time with your friends, your family. Sit down, eat some good food, watch some good games, watch some good television, and make those moments, you know, with your friends and family. Make those special moments, man, and keep those connections because that's what's important in life. You know what I'm saying? So be safe out there. Be real safe. So happy holidays to everyone and their friends and your families. Happy holidays to y'all all. Happy New Year's to y'all all, man. I'll let y'all know when we're going to do a show again. We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to be talking a lot. So you folks have a good one. I got to get up out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Again, happy holidays and happy New Year.